She gives me loving like I ain't ever had. They toss me to the curb like a dirty dish rag. Say, boys, it's a juice worth the squeeze. And every night she makes me feel like a king, then treats me like a dog the very next morning. Tell me, boys, what you think? Is the juice worth the squeeze? Every time I see her, I tell myself I'm through. But I got this itch, just won't go away. She scratches it like no one else do. She got the goods that make my head spin and turn. But I know what I'm playing with, 'cause I keep...
I was honored to be able to work with Frank from 1986 to 2006. He was, of course, artistic director, and I was managing director. You know how you have people in your life that have this profound influence on you and who you are? He was such a profound person for me. First of all, he was like God and your father wrapped into one person. So he was kind of scary until you got to know him.
Frank was very frightening to me. He was a big, strong, deep-voiced guy, and I was just like, I was afraid of him, and I had no idea that he would become one of my favorite people in the world.
As soon as I was ready to graduate from high school, I was thinking about where to go for college, and Frank said, man, you're not the kind of guy college is gonna help. Just come to work here. Whoa, check it out. So here I am, 19 years old, making pretty decent money for a 19-year-old kid getting to be an actor. Hey, diddly-dee, man, an actor's life for me. And it was just beautiful. And he was the first serious mentor, male figure I'd had outside my dad.
He would walk by me and say this weird thing, like he'd go, well, you look really Tippi Hedren today. And I'd go, thank you. And then I would immediately have to go look up Tippi Hedren. And so I didn't feel like we had a very good relationship because it was like just he kind of threw lines at me. And so I went to Margaret Ferguson, who was the managing director, and I said, I don't have a relationship with Frank. What do I do? And she said, go talk to him. And so I went into his office and I said, we don't have a relationship. And he said, no. And I said, I would like one. And I said, how do we do that? And he said, we go to lunch. And that was it.
An old woman's shout gave us a fright. She said, Willie didn't come back home last night. No.
So I started there in 1969. This was still segregation town. Seeing little girls blown up? Whoa, seeing dogs come out? White, colored? What? Where am I? What's going on? I mean, that was a freak show.
Willie was a good boy. It was a constant source of joy. Yes, he was.
There was always an effort with the Academy to focus on issues that were universal.
The theater is one of the only places I've seen a community like I imagined it could be, with people of all creeds and colors and thought ideas coming together to have honest discussion, attempt to have honest discussions.
And also Frank's policy of being inclusive was unique and very valuable and very productive.
We were one of the first integrated theaters in the entire country, the first in the South.
Slowly, the evolution of black people and white people really being able to talk, like Dr. King said. We're gonna sit at the same table someday. I don't know who or when, but it's gonna happen. And I think theater helps create that space. And all of a sudden I was working with like Sam Jackson and his wife LaTanya, and I knew all these gay actors, and I was meeting all these freaks and stuff, and I'm this kid, white kid from the South going, damn man, this is the best. This is just the best. And it was all about what we're doing right now is telling stories.
Not only that, but part of what we do here is outreach. So we want to do things that will draw people in, family-friendly, things on the weekends for kids and families when parents are like, I don't know what to do with this child. And you say, come to the theater, watch a film, see a magician, do all the things that we have. That, to me, gives back. And when we do children's things here, we don't ask for a lot of money for that. The ticket might be free, it might be inexpensive, but it brings you in and gives you something to do with that child, and it teaches that child about live experiences.
When I Feel Angry is an original play that examines the issues of anger in young people. In the play, actors teach kids to manage their anger. Myrna Moore has front row seats and our story.
You told my secret, and you promised that you wouldn't.
I ain't tell nobody.
One thing about Frank was he was interested in how theater affected people and not just entertained people. And this was a new concept for me.
The time we began doing this work, the most that was happening was people would tour Shakespeare to the schools, and I thought maybe we can do something more relevant than that.
I was like, what? What theater can actually affect people and not just be fun for me? And so I started thinking about theater differently. And I truly believe that theater can change lives.
Opening night at Atlanta's Academy Theater. After months of preparation, the play is finally out there in front of a critical audience.
Hey, wait a minute. Give me back my blanket. Oh, man, I got to have it. It's cold out here, man. I gotta be stabbed.
But for these four actors, there's more at stake than critical acclaim and professional advancement. These actors are not only portraying homeless people, they are homeless people.
The part that I was most engaged with him about and that meant the most to me was our outreach work. And so he believed that you could create original theater with a population and then share that with the greater community, and then there would be an understanding about their situation. Like if it was people without homes or people who were living in prisons.
I think there is no other theater in Atlanta that is as eclectic in their programming as we are. By partnering with Atlanta dramatists and Atlanta Radio Theater Company and magicians and singers and performers, improvisers of all types, everybody gets to bring their experience to the stage. We were the first theater to really do transgendered focused work. And that continues today as new ideas and new groups of people come to the fore. We're a forum for them to dramatize their ideas. And in dramatizing them, they get to tell the story of those ideas to a public who then gets to think about it.
Working 9 to 5, what a way to make a living. Getting by, it's all taking and no giving.
So here's something that I think a lot of people don't realize, and I think part of it sort of got crunched during COVID, but the importance of theater is cultural. You can go to a movie theater and yes, you can experience that and it's lovely, but when you go to live theater and you're watching people work and you're hearing them breathe and you're reacting to what's going on, it's extremely important and it's cultural because a lot of things that you see in the theater, you don't necessarily see on film.
I wish I knew how it would feel to be black. Not act like or be like, but be black. Black without have to prove black. Sky don't act blue. Grass don't have to kick ass to prove it's green. Oranges don't have to define the behavioral characteristics of oranges. White knows white, there's pure white, light white. No conscientious makeup, let's pretend, just is because they say so. They have cleanliness and godliness behind them, but just is because they say so. I wish I knew how it would feel to be black, so that I could stand undressed, bald and silent, and be black just because I am. So black I wouldn't have to be beautiful. So black I could hide my pride. So black I could be anti or pro whatever I feel. So black I could believe I was black for real, real black. So that I could know and know I knew how it feels, really feels, to be me.
Film is shot in sections, in small increments. With the theaters, the story is right there laid out in front of you, and it's lovely, and it's part of being human, and it's just a very engaging experience.
And if those actors are doing their job, those experiences, those emotions, they feel real. And so it's an actual empathy. You're experiencing what they're experiencing, and no other art form can give you that insight.
They'll go to the movies or whatnot once in a blue moon, but the theater, it's live, and they can react. Our people react, meaning black, white. They react to what's going on, and they're like a soap opera. It's the funniest thing. They're like watching a soap opera. If something dramatic or funny, they will talk to the actors and say, "Yeah, honey, that's right. You tell them." I'm going, "Oh my goodness." So it's just interaction. It is so much fun.
We recently did a show, and we had a lady walk up to us and say, "I've never been to the theater before. This was amazing." And to me, that blew my mind, because I'm like, isn't that part of our world? Isn't that what we do? When you spend 2 hours in the theater, when you spend time in the theater, you are not only spending time for your cultural experience, but you're also spending time to pay your little ticket pays for actors, directors, producers, designers, and you can't get a better experience than when you see something live and they go, "That was funny. I never knew." Well, we as actors, we can feel you, we can hear you breathe, and it gives us such joy to know that you're out there living with us in that moment. It's an epic experience.
I think when a whole audience sits together in a room watching something with live energy, there's nothing else like it in terms of how it changes you. You have the energy of people next to you shifting you. I don't know, I just think it's a fabulous aspect to our world.
Cut. We got to take a break.
And